What up, y'all? Hope y'all are having an amazing Friday. Wanted to pop up in here real quick, chop it up with y'all. We're on 6 different platforms right now, y'all. What's up from Augusta? I don't know why I feel like these cameras right here. I think this is TikTok and Instagram. I feel like they far back. YouTube is fine. Facebook is fine. Real Rumble, y'all fine for the most part, but these platforms right here seem to be, I guess, far out. I'm just used to being able to touch stuff. I don't know. That's probably what it is. But shout out to all y'all. I hope y'all having a amazing Friday. Everything that you set out to do for this week, I hope y'all got accomplished. I hope that everything that you set out to do for this weekend, you got accomplished. You said you can't hear me? Why not? That's different. Instagram, if y'all can't hear me, I know all the other platforms, y'all can hear me pretty fine. But Instagram, if you can't hear me for any reason, log out and log back in. Somebody tell that young fella to log out and log back in. I think it might just be might just be your phone. But can y'all hear me on Instagram? I don't know if you can, because if you can't hear me, you're not gonna be able to hear me. You're on Instagram and you can hear me. It's just that young fella. Look, y'all, I go by Zabo103, y'all. I get on these live platforms and information that you normally pay for. Unfortunately, if I know about it, I'm just sharing it for free. It is what it is. There is no click the link in the bio. There is no one-on-one sessions. There's no coaching. There's no mentor fee or nothing like that. It's just straight up and down free information if you haven't figured it out. Well, it ain't totally free. Let me just go on and get it out the way, because I know we got a lot of new people that say everything that you do ain't for free. Nothing's for free. And you are 100% right. Y'all get the information for free. And I get the information to y'all for free while I continue showing y'all my pretty clothes and my pretty shoes. It looked like we got a live one already on TikTok already. I'm gonna repeat it for all the other platforms that we own, just so you know. This young man, Bill, asked me, was I zesty? This must be a young fella too. These new terms don't even make logical sense to me. But I heard that term being used the other day. Somebody called somebody zesty, and that was, I guess, some form of an insult, right? Here's my question. If it's supposed to be an insult, right, by you calling somebody zesty, right, why are you curious as a grown man if another grown man's zesty if you're not zesty yourself? I'm just asking the question. I'm just putting it out there early. We might start a comedy y'all real quick, y'all. But if you're asking me, am I zesty? Are you curious? Are you zesty yourself? And you trying to find a fellow mate? I don't know, boys and girls. Maybe it's me. But this young generation got a lot to learn. But I'm gonna keep telling folks all over again, I'm a grown man all the time in the same line. And men do what they want and boys do what they can. And you best to believe I'm a grown ass man. Happily married, I ain't playing no games with nobody. My beautiful wife is wait with Keisha, don't ever get it twisted. So for all y'all grown men out here worried about if I'm zesty or not, go ahead and swipe. I'm not your guy. Again, y'all, we here to have fun. I'm here to show love. That's what we trying to do. It is what it is. Some people think pickle up tastes better cucumber. It don't really matter to me. They both the same. All I would ask you to do while you're on this live is to think, research, and take action on anything that you hear today. Because I promise you, if you apply the things that you are hearing based off of the research that you find out, once you realize it's legit, I promise you, your future self will thank you. I promise you. I promise you, your future self will thank you. So don't get distracted today. What's up to my YouTube family? What's up, Mac? Mac in the building over there on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. So look, y'all, I know we had a fun-filled week this week. I know we had the consumer day of Valentine's Day on the 14th. Shout out to that. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all day of love. I do want to ask a question for all the people in the back. What did you consume on Valentine's Day, y'all? I don't know what you consumed. I can tell you, I brought my wife home some flowers, and she looked at me like I was crazy. She don't do the flower stuff, y'all. She don't do the gift stuff. All I know is I ain't gonna tell you what she bought herself for Valentine's Day. All I am gonna tell you is that bank account is like $144,000 lighter. I thought I was gonna get me another property, but it sounds like for Valentine's Day, I'm $140,000 lighter, 143,000 to be exact. No, she ain't buy no house. We could have had a conversation. She bought a house. She bought something else. I'm gonna show y'all. Trust me when I tell you, I'm gonna show y'all. Trust me, I ain't got no choice but to show y'all because we're gonna be using this content. It's about to be a part of the business. It just is what it is, boys and girls. Notice I'm still smiling, I'm still laughing. Notice I ain't bugging out right now, y'all. Y'all know why that is? Because money ain't real, y'all. And fellas, let me tell you a little secret. The sooner you realize that money ain't real, the easier your life becomes. The easier your life becomes. Shout out to that for being on my wife 7-day liquid fast and dropping 24 pounds. Shout out to that, family. But fellas, I'm telling you, the minute you realize that money ain't real, your significant other sign, if I can't, I promise you, y'all will be in a better space. I keep telling that Amazon man, make one trip here today. Don't be coming around my crib no 3 times a day. That's just what it is, y'all. So what am I saying, boys and girls? Take your time to understand what it is you really want to do with your life and start making steps. Now, the question that I have for today for everybody is, what part of the game is it that we can get swayed by anything that pop on social media, that pop in the news? We just consume everything, y'all. I'm up here, and maybe it's just me, and maybe because I'm in Georgia. Maybe because I'm in Georgia. I'm looking at this case with the district attorney, y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all, boys and girls, this is pure D comedy. Miss Fanny ain't trying to hear none of that. She don't care nothing about nothing that's going on. She like, get up out of my business. Get up out of my business. I ain't on trial. Why am I talking about this, y'all? I'm talking about it, y'all, because the reality of it is, it's just another distraction, too. It's another distraction to keep your mind off of what you really need to be doing. It just is what it is. As soon as it goes to commercial, what's coming on the commercial? Advertisement for you to buy something else. Y'all, we got to stay focused. We got to stay focused. There are so many distractions going on right now, it don't even make sense. I got to thinking, almost every month in the 12 months of the year on our calendar, there's a holiday. Y'all ever notice that? Or is it me? I'm going to say it again. If you look at the calendar, almost every month out of the 12 months that we have, there's a holiday. Imagine that. Now they got the nerve to be talking about just do it just cuz. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We got to stay focused. We got to stay on our ground. Period. There's no other way around it. I was telling my wife, I told her that, yeah, H-Mac, you're right about that, family. I told my wife, I said, baby, you know I don't need no money. Ever. And she said, I know. She liked when I say that. I know. But baby, when I get the money, I only want them going to those two different places where I'm gonna get a guaranteed return on my investment. That big old insurance policy and land. She was like, well, you're buying land still, so what's the problem? I was like, I want more land. Y'all, this morning, I rode past this beautiful, I mean, absolutely beautiful as far as in the eye can see, 85 acres of land that's for sale out here in North Georgia. And when I say it was absolutely beautiful, I almost went and made the phone call to my broker to tell my broker whatever they charging, I want it. That's how beautiful it was. Literally, this property, like right off of 95. And when I say right off 95, I mean right off 95. It's looking like for right now it's tagged as commercial. I mean, and that may just be one side of the property because it's a massive piece of land. I mean, it's oh man. I'm so excited to either have an opportunity to bid on it, to make an offer on it. Oh, I can't even stand myself right now. Now I'm waiting on my broker to reach back out to me to give me that price. I already know it's gonna be a pretty penny. But I'm almost at the point with that particular property to say, it don't matter, I want it. It don't matter, I want it. It's realistically 30 minutes from Chateau Alon. And look, if you in Georgia, by any chance, y'all know how nice Chateau Alon was when it was just Chateau Alon out there by itself. If you've been out to Chateau Alon within the last, I don't know, year, you know how Chateau Alon, that area look now. It's absolutely amazing out there. I used to actually own a property across the street from Chateau Alon. This probably was like 25 years ago. Had a house built out there. It was absolutely unreal, y'all. But the area and the stuff they did out there, oh my world. Oh my world. So I'm waiting for this price point to come back. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I know that's gonna be a pretty penny. 85 acres of land, y'all. I'm almost certain minimally this property is 600 grand. And that's extremely high for 85 acres. Because I can go right on down to Valdosta and get 100 acres of land right outside Valdosta right now and don't even spend no more than 130,000. If that gives you an idea. So what am I saying, y'all? I'm a little scared with this one. Because I know everybody, mama, on this property. They gotta be. They gotta be on this property. This property only been, did I lose my I lost my my YouTube family. Did I lose my YouTube family? All right, no worries. Let me get this straight right here. YouTube family, I apologize for a minute. I lost y'all real quick. Hopefully y'all back up and running with your boy because my camera died on me. That was weird. That was weird. But I ain't tripping. But nevertheless, I digress. But I'm like, it's gonna be a ton of people bidding on this property, so I'm a little scared because I know they're gonna bid this property through the roof. Oh yeah, appreciate your family. So what am I saying? I'm going to get out there and do it scared, y'all. The same way I tell y'all, do it scared. Because the reality of it is, just because you scared, time ain't going to stop ticking. Just because you scared, money ain't going to stop being made. Just because you scared, you ain't going to stop having bills. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Think about what I'm saying. You got to make these decisions even when you scared, as long as it's the right decision that you're making for your life. You're going to hear me say 100 million times throughout this live, your health is your wealth. You done heard 100 million people say that, and it sounds great. But the reality of it is, the rest of the statement is, the healthier you are, the bigger the insurance policy you can get. I don't think people really understand that. So what am I saying? Invest your money into these two places, land and insurance policies. You're getting a guaranteed return on investment. It's the beautiful thing, y'all. It's absolutely amazing when you just start to understand that you're telling me I don't have to be the most savvy investor in the world, and I can put my money into land and insurance policies, and I'm getting a guaranteed return on my investment. I don't know an investment that's better than those two things. Now, there are going to be people out there to sidetrack you and tell you about all these other investments that are way better. But I got to say for myself, even these people that's telling you about these other investments to get you sidetracked that's better than those insurance policy and land, they using their investment money to buy insurance policies and land. What's up, family? You don't believe me? All these people out here telling you to invest in all these other different things, they got it. They got an insurance policy, flat out. So they invest their money after they get their money into an insurance policy. Imagine that. All these people got a place to live. They got a roof over their head, right? That roof over their head is sitting on what? Land, land, land. They just went around the world to get back to the same thing. The only difference is they're gambling with these other investments just to put it into a guaranteed return investment. I hope y'all caught that. Why put your money in all these other different places just to come back to invest in these guaranteed return investments versus just investing your money into these guaranteed return on investments? I mean, I'm not the sharpest marble in the bag. I ain't go to college. I barely got a high school diploma. It just is what it is. Not yet, family. It's a full process to get them cell phone towers. We're going to be a minute. We're going to be a minute, family. But it's an interesting day, y'all, when you have the ability to go out and get all the information you need. If you're on social media, you got access to the internet. The internet gonna feed you whatever you decide to ask it. So if you ask for some garbage on the internet gonna give you garbage. If you ask for some good stuff on the internet gonna give you some good stuff. What's the best way to start? We're gonna talk about that too. But the internet's gonna give you whatever you ask for. What does that mean? The internet is biased. The internet is very biased. So that means even when the internet is giving you good stuff, it may not really be good information. So when you do your research on the internet, your research got to go beyond the internet. So you can go get factual information just to assure what you're getting on the internet is legit. It just is what it is. You're going to see a million people just like myself on the internet that is giving you information to follow. You want to back check everything you hear these people say. That includes me too. Don't ever take what somebody says as face value. They don't know you. They don't know what your situation is. And more important than all of that, they don't have to live with your results. A lot of times when people get on these social media platforms, unfortunately, they give you information and they don't even be doing these things themselves. That's what's crazy about a lot of this stuff. It is a way to sell you a product. So I'm not upset as long as there's a physical product attached to it. But if there's not a physical product attached to it, guess what, boys and girls? You are the product. Don't ever get it twisted. It just is what it is. I hope y'all caught that. So where do you start? The first place that you start to do these things is in your head. And I know this is going to sound very cliche, and we ended on this yesterday, and I think it'd be a great place to start today. Whenever you're trying to start this journey, you're starting in your head. What do I mean by starting in your head? You start with your dreams. You start with your aspirations. What it is that you want to be doing, regardless of what's going on. You start in your head. When I started my dreaming, the first thing that I said, outside of talking about the people that I care about and love the most, the very first thing that I said was this: I want to be left alone. I don't want to be bothered. Those were the very first thing that came to mind. What did I mean by that? Y'all, I'm going to be funny and I'm going to be real at the same time. I don't like people like that. I don't like people. But I understand people are around. I'm going to always be nice. I'm going to be courteous. I'm going to be genuine. I'm going to be all those things. But I don't like being around people. I just want to be left alone. Think about that for a second. I have a ball at home chilling with my wife and my kids, my brother and my sister sometimes, family members sometimes. But if I'm just at home chilling, man, I have the best time in the world. People be like, what do you do at home all day? I'm enjoying the bills that the trust is paying for. That's what I'm doing. I'm enjoying all these bills that the trust is paying for. Have a good old time just at the crib by myself. You would think I'm an only child because I like to play by myself. Think about that for a second. But playing by yourself gives you an amazing imagination. I get time to just continue to dream. And when I have a dream sometimes and I think of things that I might want to make a reality for whatever reason, I get to research. And after I get to researching, I get to taking action. And then I start making them dreams come true. That's the reason why I want to be left alone. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with people about nonsense that ain't nobody ever going to accomplish. Think about that. Think about that. It's a crazy thought, y'all. Once you did your dreaming, after you start your process, you're going to be dreaming. I want you to think about why you're trying to do what you're trying to do. Who are you doing it for? Is it for your spouse? Is it for your kids? Is it for yourself? Is it for your parents? Is it for your siblings? Any other? Who are you doing this for? What are the reasons you're trying to go out and have all this wealth that you're trying to acquire? What are the whys? And as you think about these whys and you understand why you're doing what you're doing, then I want you to think about, what do my whys want? What do my significant other want? What do my kids want? What do my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my family member, what do they want from me? A lot of times you're going to come up with something very practical like time. That's all they want from you. In order for you to give them time, you're going to have to generate money that can buy you time. Hopefully y'all caught that. So you started in your head thinking and dreaming. You're asking, why are you doing these things? And after you figure out your whys and why you're doing these things and what do they want from you, now it's time to research. Go research how to make what's in your head a reality. How do I do this? What all is required of me to do this? How much time is it going to take me to accomplish this? Who all needs to be involved in this process to make it happen? When I say who needs to be involved, does an attorney need to be involved? Do I need a CPA out the gate? Do I need to go down here to the county clerk office and see if I need some type of government assistant that can assist me with it? Think about what I'm saying, y'all. Find out who needs to be involved in your process. Figure out if there's a cost associated with it. And then ask yourself, are there ways to get this stuff done for free? 99.99% of the time, there's always ways to get stuff done for free. You'll be surprised. After you've done all your research, now it's time to take action, people. Now it's time to take action. You're going to run around and you're going to go through a brick wall with all the actions you got to take. And you're going to do this weeks on weeks and weeks and weeks at a time until you get it all right. And once you get it all right, then life becomes easy. So what do I mean you're going to be doing this weeks at a time? Because I got some deer in the headlight looks here. I know y'all can't see me, but I know what you're thinking. It means I'm making a list of everything I need to accomplish based off of what I've been thinking about and what I've been researching. I got to do this, and this. And I'm going to go down the list every single day of accomplishing these different things. And when these different things get done, I'm going to check the box. By the end of the week, all the stuff that is checked, I'm going to continue to duplicate those things because it ain't going to stop once I get it complete. All the things that I didn't get right, I'm going to go back to thinking, how did I get this wrong? Once I've got my thinking done about how did I get this wrong, I'm going to research how do I get it right. And once I research how to get it right, those things that are on the list that I got to continue doing, keep checking that box off, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to add that to the equation so that I can check that off the box until I get everything on my list checked off. Once I get everything checked off, I'm doing this stuff like it's second nature. Hopefully y'all caught that. As new things pop up, I'm doing the same process. The process never ends. What does that mean? I'm going to continue grinding every single day. Every day that I open my eyes and I put one foot off the bed, going on to the second foot, I'm going to be running. Every single day, I'm going to be running. I'm talking about running so fast, it ain't going to make no sense. But every day that I'm running with intentions. What does that mean? Okay, today, I'm doing something that's going to impact me a year from today. I'm starting off small. When I start to get good at it, I'm going to start doing things that impact me 5 years from today. When I get really good at it, I'm going to start doing things that impact me 10 years away. When I become amazing at it, I'm going to start doing things that impact me 100 years down the line when I ain't even going to be here. That's the goal. That's how you make this stuff happen, y'all. You want to get to a point where you're planning hundreds of years at a time. They say the super wealthy, the elite, they plan 300 to 500 years down the line. Think about that for a second. This is why you'll hear me say things like providing unconditional love to your why is extremely important. Because when you're providing unconditional love, You're not just providing this love for the people that you see, you're providing it for people that you will never meet. That takes a different type of love. Why do I care about somebody having a place to live 500 down the lines they ain't never gonna meet? Because it's a bloodline. Just in case we still on this planet, you want to make sure your bloodline is okay. This is how you become immortal, y'all. This is how your great, 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 great grandkids know exactly who you was, know exactly what you did, because you gave them a head start on life. Think about this for a second. I can't tell you who my grandfather is on my mom's side or on my dad's side. I don't know nothing about them. Why? They didn't give me a head start in life. I ain't get to know my dad till I was 21. He was about to be on that list that I ain't know nothing about. Why? He didn't give me a head start in life. Think y'all. But if my ancestors would have gave me a head start on life, I would have tell you what they were doing daily, because they gave me a head start. You think these super wealthy people that didn't have wealth in their family for over 500 years, you think they don't know exactly what they great, 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 great grandfather did? Or they great, 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 great grandmother did? They know, y'all. Because they afforded them something and provided them unconditional love, even though they didn't get an opportunity to meet them. That's a scary place to be. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. I tell y'all this all the time. If I close my eyes right now and go on up to the upper room right now today, for the next 1,000 years, everybody in my bloodline gonna have a head start on life. Because I followed the process and I stuck to it. And I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, ain't nothing about this process pretty. It ain't nothing about this process that's pretty. I promise you, it ain't pretty at all. You don't know how many times when I was at Bank of America, I was there for 20 years as an executive without a college degree. You don't know how many times people were clowning me. Because I'm 6'3". At that time, I was 200 and almost 65 pounds at that time. I done lost almost 100 pounds, y'all. Shout out to my wife. I'm a big boy. I can remember getting out a brand new. Keep in mind, I made a couple $100,000 a year at Bank of America. I can remember being a top dog executive. Big old Hugo Boss suit on, pinstripe striping, tailor fit, fat ties, groomed up clean, getting out a brand new Nissan Sentra. Y'all don't know how people were clowning me. I'm riding around in a Hot Wheel vehicle like I'm on a match car. People were clowning me like a mug, and they know I was doing business outside of the bank. Man, you getting all this money. Why you riding around in a Nissan Sentra? Man, it's good on gas, man. Man, that sounds crazy. There's plenty of cars that's good on gas. You just saying anything at this point. They didn't see the vision, y'all. They clown me all the time. Man, you broke. Yeah, man, I'm broke. How you broke and you an executive at the bank? Man, I'm in between blessings, bro. I ain't broke. I ain't kill y'all. It didn't matter to me. I had a plan. I had a plan. And I used to tell them all the time, y'all, I'm going to lead the bank. And Bank of America is the last company I would ever work for in my life. Because I only will be working for my last name and not my first. Man, you ain't going nowhere, man. You riding around in the Nissan Sentra, boy. I'm like, yeah, you right. You right. I promise you I'm going to lead the bank before you. You ain't going to lead the bank before me, man. All right. When I make my yearly salary in a month, I'm leaving the bank. Man, you ain't never going to lead the bank. What type of crazy stuff you talking about making your yearly salary in a month? You ain't making your yearly salary in a month. I know you make about a couple $100,000 a year, even though you being all frugal. I know you ain't leaving the bank because you ain't making that type of money in a month. It ain't even real. That's what people used to tell me when I was at work. That's exactly what they used to tell me. I never forget The 26th day of April, I had them put on my little suit. I had a Tom Ford suit. I think I spent almost $6,000 for that suit. And I had that suit forever. And it's because when I was at MBNA just blowing money, I would buy expensive suits because we were getting little, them incentive checks was amazing, y'all. They were amazing. We'll talk about that. I'm going to that. They were amazing. I put on my Tom Ford suit, my Tom Ford shoes. I had on my little, they call, what they call? Forget my term, y'all. Lost the name of it. They call, what are they called? A cost? Really a tie, but I was looking dapper now. I was looking very dapper, if I'm going to say so myself. It was the 26th day of April. I will never forget it. I was getting ready to go to work. There you go. A cost. There you go. I was getting ready to go to work. I looked at my account, and in 26 days, I had to made my yearly salary. Y'all know what I did. I picked up the phone, called my boss, told him it's been a pleasure. I've learned a lot from you, and I really meant that. I learned a lot from that dude. Told him, but today is my last day. I'm going to spend more time with my family. He said, is there anything we can do to change your mind? I said, probably not. Well, if you need more money, we can do that. Y'all don't have enough money to give me. What do you mean? It was about time for you to get another raise. So we can negotiate, get you another position. Nah, y'all can't afford me. It won't even happen. All right, we're gonna miss you, man. Just keep in contact with us. Hung up with my boss, called HR, told them today my last day. The lady from HR said, Mr. Gibson, you've been at the bank for 20 years. Is there anything we can do to get you to stay? I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna spend time with family. I just want to let y'all know I'm resigning. She was like, well, you can retire. I said, I can't. I can retire. Yeah, you can retire. It was called the Rule of 60. It's the amount of years you work plus your age. Imagine that. I said, put me in for the retirement. She said, well, you got to wait at least 24 hours, but that's okay. That'll give you enough time to take the stuff to the job that's supposed to be at the job and get your stuff from your office and bring it back to your house. I said, I've been at Bank of America for 20 years. And everything that's supposed to be at Bank of America is already at Bank of America. It's been there for 20 years. Everything that's supposed to be at home, it's already at home. It's been there for 20 years. I don't never bring that to work. Not a picture, not none of that. My office wasn't decorated. Only pictures that was in my office was the pictures that y'all had hanging up in there, the little artwork. I do have this corporate cell phone and this corporate laptop and this corporate credit card, which I just cut up. The laptop and the cell phone, I'm putting in a UPS box right now to ship it back to y'all. So I ain't got no reason to go back up. So I'm like, well, at least you can just go up there and say goodbye to all the people. I was like, okay. Yeah, ain't in no green screen. I'm at the crib. I said, okay. Hung up with her, y'all. I picked up the phone and called out sick. My last day at Bank of America, I called out sick. If anybody know me that used to work with me at Bank of America, boy, out of 20 years, I probably called out sick maybe 3 times. I called out sick. I wasn't going back up there to save nobody's life. I don't need to tell nobody goodbye. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. I had made my yearly salary in 26 days. And y'all, I was doing all type of stuff. I was into some real estate stuff at the time. I had a toilet paper company at the time called Triumph Tissue. Still have it. 3-ply toilet paper, 200 sheets. It's the closest thing you could get to wiping yourself with silk. I was day trading, and I don't talk much about the stock game at all because it's gambling. Even though you can make some money out there, it's still gambling. So I don't talk about it on these social media platforms. And I was doing some other stuff that's legal, that's not social media friendly, that I won't talk about on here at all. We were making some moves, y'all. Some major moves. Think about what I'm sharing, y'all. It was with that first decision to get in my head and think and dream about what it is I would be doing if I had all the resources in the world and didn't need no money at all for no reason. What would I be doing? What do my whys want from me? Why am I doing this? It set off a chain reaction in my life that I'm gonna be forever grateful for. Forever grateful for. It just is what it is. So when I say things like think, research, take action, is the secret to everything you want to do in life, I really mean it. I know the impact and how it has changed my family life forever. Forever. The scary part about this situation is this, y'all. I'm not an anomaly. Even though 99.5% of the people on the planet will never unlock the things that I'm talking about. I'm going to say that again because that's the part where it gets people getting their feelings when you talk like this. You think you're special. You better humble yourself. Hey, I looked up the definition of humble, and I ain't never going to be humble. Ever. I know what the definition of humble means. Look it up for yourself. Stop telling people to be humble, people. You don't even know what it means. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I'm going to say this, boys and girls, you have the ability to do this yourself. How? Today is Friday. A lot of people are probably still at work. Some people are working from home. Some people didn't got off. They didn't did a lot of different things. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it for a second. You've been on your job for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, however long you've been on your job. When you leave work every single day, what do you tell people about your job? You the best person at that job. They need to give you more money. What's up, family? They need to give me some more money. I'm the best person they got at that job, at that regular spot. If it went for me, that wouldn't even be in business no more. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second, y'all. You know everything it is to know about your job. In fact, when they bring new people on, they bring them and put them around you for you to train them. Think about that for a second. They put them around you for you to train them. What does that mean? That means you're an expert at your job, right? Let's go down this rabbit hole for a second. Most businesses go out of business within the first 2 years of them being in business. I'm going to say that again. Most business go out of business within the first 2 years of them doing business. It just is what it is. Hopefully y'all caught that. Now I can tell you, appreciate your family. I can tell you flat out the reason why that is when you go into a business, most people, you have a 2-year learning curve trying to learn your business because you don't really know how to run your business. And that's the part that's scary, y'all. That's the part that's crazy. So you got to make this stuff simple. What would happen if you did what you did for your job for yourself. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. What would happen if you did what you did for your job for yourself? You already doing 80% of your business at your job. You do know this stuff, right? 80% of the business that you're doing right now on your job, that you're doing 100% for your job, you're doing 80% of the business. I would go on a limb and say you're doing the most important thing of business at your job right now. You're dealing with a consumer or a customer in some capacity, and you get money in a consumer from a customer. You're having a excellent customer service. It is what it is. You're de-escalating situations. You're doing everything from a business standpoint. You're just not getting the actual money for it. What would happen if you did it for yourself? If you did it for yourself, the other 20% that you don't understand right now is administrative things, and it's tied to your money. You ain't gonna mess that up. You ain't gonna mess that up. So if you do what you're doing for your job for yourself, guess what's gonna happen, boys and girls? That 2-year learning curve disappears. There is no more 2-year learning curve at this point. Hopefully y'all caught that. So if I go into a business doing what I do for my job for myself, and I don't have this 2-year learning curve, I'm gonna take some time doing the business because I know it like the back of my hand. The administrative part that's attached to my money, I'm gonna figure that out ASAP. Guess who gonna win? You. Uh-oh. 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 This is how this stuff works, y'all. This is how this stuff works. Appreciate you for the gifts. This is how it works, y'all. When you hear these wealthy people, they be on these panels sometimes. You hear them talking about, hey, if I had to do it all over again, or I had to start all over, it would not matter. I can start from zero and it would not matter because I got enough drive to do what I need to do. What they really are saying to you is that what I used to do for my jobs, I'm doing for myself, and I'm an expert in doing those things to the point now that I don't need no money ever. I can start from scratch and make all this stuff work. The other thing that you're not hearing when they say this is by December 31st, they go to zero every single year anyway. And if they're a massive company, they go to zero every 30 days. Money is irrelevant because they know how to get in front of a customer and get it. Think about what I'm saying here, y'all. It's a scary thought. So what does that mean? Think about what you do at your job today. I'm going to give you an example right now. When I was at Bank of America, I was responsible for 459 employees directly and indirectly. I led the efforts of them. What does that mean? We was a part of a small business credit card department, the collection side of the house. Their job was to go and collect money on people business credit cards. I had to lead the efforts of all those people, directly and indirectly. We was responsible for $720 million a year, $60 million a month. We couldn't miss that number, y'all. If we missed that number 1 month, somebody on the production floor was going on performance management. If we missed it 3 months, one of the managers was going on performance management. If we missed it 6 months in a row, one of the managers was going on performance management. If we missed it 9 months in a row, I ain't have no job no more, y'all. I was there for 20 years, if that give you a little bit of insight. So y'all know when y'all used to hear the loss number for Bank of America small business credit card, just to give you a little bit more in depth, I was the person reporting the numbers to the street. Uh-oh. Now I want you to think about this for a second. Small business credit card collections. Looking at these customers coming in, going out, it was so inspiring, y'all. I would see customers with a $800,000 credit line use the whole thing up in 1 month and pay it off in full within 30 days. $5 million credit line, use the card up in 1 month, pay it off in 30 days. I was like, how in the world are they doing this? I would look at some of these businesses that they were doing. I was like, this person owns a car dealership, so that makes sense, right? What about this person over here that owns cigar accessories? They selling cigars and cigar accessories. How the heck they paying off $1 million in 1 month? I'm in the wrong business. But then I realized they were just conducting business. They were just conducting business, y'all. Think. So I said to myself, if I conduct business for myself, work for my last name and not my first, and all the stuff I'm not smart to do, I hire people to get my time back and influence the effort for them to do these different things. I can do the same thing that I'm doing for Bank of America. So I had all these different businesses going. I said, if I want to do what I did for Bank of America, generating them $720 million a year, if I get this 50% right, that's $360 million a year. That's a win in my book. That's a win in my book. So when I started hiring people, boy, I thought I was about to go to the moon. Today we up to 46 employees. 46. And we're going to grow a little bit more next year. Not this year. Next year we're going to grow some more. But I had this goal that I'm going to lead the bank and get it 50% right, y'all. Doing what I do for the bank for myself. That's an F in any school across this great country. You get a 50% on a test, you failed. So I said, even with me failing and getting it 50% right of this $720 million a year, it's still a fail, but I'm still going to win. Think about that. That's funny. So when I made my yearly salary in those 26 days and I jumped off the porch, in my mind, I was going to get this 50% right. Boy, was I wrong. Oh my goodness, I was so wrong. It was scary. I ain't just get an F. What's less than an F? An F minus? Can you get a Z? What's up, family? Can you get a Z on a grade? That's how bad I messed up. I thought I was gonna get it 50% right. I was like, oh, it's an F. I got a Z. Y'all wouldn't believe I got it 1% right. One. Man, not only you gonna fail that test, man, they might not even let you back into school. I got it 1% right, y'all. But when I got it 1% right, that was the day I learned how to fall forward, y'all. That 1% right generated me millions. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Getting it 1% right generated me millions. Think about that for a second. Millions. Getting it 1% right. I said to myself, who would have ever imagined me being at Bank of America, doing what I do for myself instead of doing it for Bank of America, and getting it 1% right and instantly becoming a millionaire? I'm going to tell you something that's scary right now. If you do what you're doing for your job, for yourself, and you get it 1% right, whatever your yearly salary is, you can multiply it by 10 right now. Those are your results. That's still getting it 1% right, boys and girls. Uh-oh. You don't believe me? Let's do some quick math. If you went to work today And I know today is Friday. Some of y'all, a lot of y'all got paid today, which is cool. One of my 8 trusted advisors called me this morning, asked me did I need any capital like they do on every Friday. So let's do some math, y'all. Y'all do some math with me real quick. Whatever it is you do at your job today, does not matter. I want you to calculate how much money you made for your job today. And let me give you a secret. If you get a paycheck, you are generating money for your job. Because if you wasn't generating money for your job, you wouldn't have a job. Hope y'all catch this. For those of you that have a job, I want you to calculate how much money you made for your job today. $100,000 today? Ooh, you made $100 grand for your job today? That's amazing. 15 grand? Okay. Okay. All right. $25,000 you made for your job today? Ooh, y'all balling. Think about this for a second. For those of you that have said how much money you made for your job today, for those that can't calculate it yet, y'all need to do the math. But for those that made their job money today, right? Not how much money you make. That's not what I'm asking. I'm not concerned about how much you made. I'm talking about how much money you made and you gave it to your job. How much money you made for them, not for yourself. How much you made for them. So if you're in commissions, I'm assuming you're in some type of sales. How many sales did you do today? When you get your commission at the end of the month or the following month, however they do it, how much sales did you create for them? Think about that for a second. That's what I'm asking. How much sales you created? That's how much money you give in your job. Let me give you some real math. And this is going to probably make you upset, but the truth can never be considered disrespect. So let me just say this. If you make the infamous 6 figures a year, $100,000 a year, on average, every single day when you go to work, you're generating $10,000 minimally. If you generate less than that $10,000, you're going to go on some form of performance management. If you make $100,000 a year, you're generating at least $10,000 every time you go to work. Every day that you go to work, you're generating your job 10 grand minimally. In 10 business days, you're generating 100 grand. So by the time you get your paycheck, you done gave your job $100,000 and they got the audacity to give you $3,100 after taxes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nobody hears that. If there's 26 pay periods, if you get paid every 2 weeks, which means you get paid 26 times. Somebody do the math for me real quick. I ain't got my Palm Pilot on me. Do $100,000 times 26. What is that number? Anybody? $100,000 times 26. It sounds like you're generating, I don't know, $26 million? Is my number right? I just got to add the 6 zeros to the 26, right? In a year's period of time, you're generating $26 million for your job if you make $100,000 a year. Nobody hears that. No one hears that. That's a scary thought. They giving you $100,000. You got to add another zero, family. They giving you $100,000 and you giving them $26 million. And then when it's time for your performance review, this month for most of y'all, you barely can get a 3% raise. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The milk's going bad. Imagine if you did what you did for your job, for yourself, and you got it 50% right. You get it 50% right. That's $13 million, boys and girls. But let's just say you just like me, right? And you only get it 1% right. Now, y'all gonna be better than me. I'm not the sharpest marble in the bag. So y'all definitely gonna get it right more than I got it right. But let's just say you get it 1% right. If you make $100,000 a year and you do what you do for your job, for yourself, and you get it 1% right, minimally you generate $260,000 a year. That's $160,000 more than what you make right now doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Nobody hears that though. No one hears that. No one can even wrap their brain around it when I say stuff like that. Because they believe that they can't make it happen. But what they don't understand is they already making it happen, y'all. They already doing these things. You just got to think, y'all. You got to research and you got to take action. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. And if you're one of those people that ain't making that type of money anyway, then you're in a better place altogether. Here's what people don't understand about jobs. And this is the part that's scary and it sucks. The people at the bottom of the totem pole that make the least of the money, they're actually in the best spot. The person at the top of the totem pole is actually at the worst spot. When I was at Bank of America, when it was MBNA and I was just on the phones, credit collection, okay, we'll do that. Give me a second. When I was at Bank of America and I was on the phones and I made the least amount of money, I was actually in the best place to make my move. I didn't have a whole bunch of bills because I ain't making no money to have a whole bunch of bills. So when I very first started the bank, as long as I can come up with $3,000 a month, that's $36,000 a year, I was winning. The higher I went and the more money I made, the more bills that I accumulated. The more bills I accumulated. The problem with that is, if you're at the top of the totem pole and you're making more money, it's harder for you to leave. Because now instead of your bills being $36,000 a year, you spending $120,000 a year on bills. You just can't go out there and get it if you ain't got no experience hustling. Think about that for a second. These are things that you got to pay attention to. This is why you see these top level executives at these corporations that are making money that could start their own thing and they never leave. One, they don't have the confidence to get out and do it because they don't believe they can go out and make enough money to pay all their bills they got. And two, having that type of income gets you stuck. You ain't even gonna leave there to go to another job because no job is gonna start you out at the amount that you're making. You got to start all the way from the bottom. Imagine that. So someone asked me to give an example of how you do what you're doing for your job, for yourself, and you in card collections, credit card collections. Here's what you can do. You can go to Google right now and Google how to buy credit card debt. I want y'all to do this in real time. Don't take my word for it. Just make it happen. When you get to Google and you Google how to buy credit card debt, a whole bunch of different sites are going to come up. You want to vet all these sites out because you don't want to get shafted for your money. You work too hard for it, right? So what you're gonna want to do is, hold on a second, y'all. My Instagram just kind of like went bloop. I don't know what's going on over there. So what you want to do is, it's simple. When you, let me do this real quick. Let me take this camera, put this camera right here. And put y'all right here. That's better. What you want to do is this. When you Google how to buy credit card collection debt, all these websites are going to come up of companies that are selling you credit card debts. There are going to be other things in there other than credit card debts too. Things like lines of credit debt, mortgages, payday loan debts, student loan debts. All these different type of debts are going to come up. These debts are going to be sold for pennies on a dollar. Pennies on a dollar. It's a scary thought. There's a couple of sites out there right now. It's been a minute since we did this about the collection work. Somebody asked me this before, but they had sites on there where you can go and buy $360,000 in balances for $3,000. So you happen to get a tax return this year. You happen to get a bonus that's nice enough. You can take $3,000 and go buy you $360,000 worth of debt. Now, how do you know you're going to be able to collect the debt? Or as we would say in the collection world, how old is the paper? So what you're going to want to do is, you're going to want to look at how old is the white paper that you're about to buy. As long as it's not over like 5 years old, I would say it's probably a pretty good piece of debt to buy. Because that means you got 2 to 5 years to collect on it before it actually falls off somebody's credit. Then at that point, do the math on what you do at your job. What is your collection rate at work? If your collection rate at work, I had somebody told me they had a collection rate of 50%. I was like, that's unheard of. The best person I've ever seen collect, her collection rate was like 42%, and she was absolutely a beast. If there was a line, she was on that line every day. But she was a beast. Ugh. But the average collection rate is somewhere around about 25%. And you still got to be good to get a 25% collection rate. So imagine you got $360,000 in balances for you to collect, and you go out there and collect in 1 month 25% of that debt. Somebody do the math for me real quick. What's 25% times $360,000? Anybody want to do a math for me real quick? I ain't got my Palm Pilot on me. Anybody? 20% would be 60,000, right? 5% of that, say 10% is another 30, that's another 15. So $75,000. I had to do that math in my head real quick because I ain't have my Palm Pilot. So if you collect, is it 90? What I say, 25%? 20% is 60,000, right? Add another 5%, that's 75,000, right? Oh, it's 90. My bad. I went to night school, y'all. It ain't dark yet. Think about that for a second. If you got a 25% collection rate on your job, and you go spend $3,000 and go buy you $360,000 in balances, you just collected $90,000 in 30 days. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Think about what I just said, boys and girls. You done made your yearly salary almost in 90 days. Game over. Just because you decided to do what you're doing for your job for yourself. Imagine that. So every month you can go buy you this same same around figure balances, and collect you 90 grand every single month. I went to night school. It ain't dark yet, but it sounds like you done made 7 figures in a year. It sounds like you done made 7 figures in a year. A little bit over $1.1 million in 1 year doing what you do for your job, for yourself. Think, y'all. Think. Think about that. Now, of course, you're a collector, so you know all the laws and the rules and all the other stuff they got applied to it. You're doing the job anyway. You can be at home sleeping. You hear a ding in your ear. You know how to answer the phone. Think about that for a second. You know when that call come to you through the automated system and you hear that bing in your ear, you know if it's going to be somebody that you about to collect on or not, even before they start talking. That's how good you are at your job. This is the reason why I'm saying the learning curve goes away when you do what you're doing for your job, for yourself. You're already doing the business. 80% of the business is being completed by what you're doing today. So what am I saying, boys and girls? Spend some time getting to know yourself. Spend some time getting to understand what it is you want to do and why you're doing it, who you're doing it for, and how to accomplish it. And then start taking action. I promise you, your future self will thank you. I promise you, things that you used to think was a big deal won't be a big deal no more. Your significant other come in, they done made a big purchase of something. Appreciate you. They done made a huge purchase. You ain't gonna be complaining no more. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. I want y'all to hear me out when I say this too. Imagine if you woke up in the morning and you looked at your account and you were missing, I said missing $143,000 out of your account. What would you do? Then, after you done did what you done did, excuse me, after you done did what you done did, and you done realized it's gone, and you realize your significant other then spent $143,000. Thank you. What would you do? How would you react? It's going great. Appreciate your family. Hope you're doing well. How would you react? You looked at your account and $143,000 was gone. And you realize your significant other then spent $143,000. What are your first reactions? Go. Anybody? Somebody say, I'll be mad. I'll be confused. What the heck did you do? Depending on what they spent the money on, 100% that too. They just bought themselves a gift. If you woke up in the morning and you decide, you looked at your account and $143,000 was gone, and your spouse bought themselves a gift, what would be your reaction? Let me give it more context. What if you're generating $90,000 a month and you've been doing this for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years consistently? And it was around these quote unquote holidays that they tell you to get your spouse a gift, and your spouse decides to get a gift for that amount. What would be your reaction? You ain't worried about money no more. Money's not the issue. Bill's not the issue. You got it. What would be your reaction? It would not matter. I can tell you flat out, if 6 years ago this would have happened, y'all, I'd be on social media wild. Y'all be knowing all my business. I'll be going ham. But this morning when I woke up and that 143,000 gone, I ain't even asked what you did. It didn't even matter. Didn't care not one bit. Because I already know the flowers that I got you for Valentine's Day, that ain't what you like anyway. But whatever you spent this 143 for, and I ain't gonna tell y'all what she spent it on. I'm just gonna show y'all. It didn't even matter. I ain't even blink. I ain't even blink. Because when I put that 800 plus grand to the side for them 1,100 plus acres of land that we closing on in the next 26 days, she didn't ask me no questions. She didn't ask me no questions at all. No, she ain't buy no land. She ain't buy no land. I know she ain't buy no land. If she bought some land, man, I wouldn't even be talking about it. Think about what I'm saying, y'all. I said she bought herself a gift. No G-Wagon. You don't want no G-Wagon nowhere. Them the military vehicles. They ride horrible. Oh, they ride horrible. No, she ain't buy no Escalade. I got an Escalade. I know y'all trying to guess. I'm just gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna show y'all. All I'm saying is this, y'all. When you start doing this process that I'm talking about, you understand money ain't real. You start to understand that money only purpose is to make money. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Anything outside of that, it's irrelevant. That's the only purpose of money. Now, when I looked at what she purchased, I said to myself, well, the only purpose of money is to make money. So we're going to take your gift and we're going to make money off of your gift. Now, I can't be mad. Because you know what she said to me? I know. That's the only purpose of money anyway. I knew you would say that because I know what you'd be thinking, baby. That's how she softened the blow too. Hit me in the gut. The point that I'm making is, y'all, start taking these steps, y'all. I promise y'all, your future self gonna thank you. I promise you. It just is what it is. So let me leave y'all by saying this. I know the last couple of lives that we've been on, I've been trying to get used to being in my office here. And it's taking me some little adjustment, right? Right? And we're gonna get back to our old stuff that we talk about. Right? And here's what I'm gonna say. When I say where do you start, when I say it starts in your head, y'all, I really mean that. I really mean you got to spend time with yourself thinking, dreaming, and then research how to make those things come true, y'all. When I tell y'all that All the things that I'm living out today is all the things that I dreamed about 6 years ago. It's scary, y'all. I'm not an emotional type person, but sometimes it makes me want to cry because I'm still in disbelief with some of this stuff. I'm still in disbelief with some of this stuff. But I'm telling you, when you can take what's in your head and bring it to life, it's a crazy thing, y'all. I say all the time, you start to see things that you can't unsee. And nobody else can see these things that you're seeing. I promise you they can't. But once you see them, you can't ever unsee this stuff, y'all. That's the reason why I get on these lives and you'll hear me say the same thing over and over and over and over again, because I know at some point it's going to click. And when it click, it's an amazing thing, y'all. It's an amazing thing. Some of the things that you will experience by taking this journey is going to be things that was right in front of you all of the time. You just didn't recognize what it was. You just didn't recognize it. So scrap up, get ready for the ride. Like I said before, ain't nothing about this ride pretty. It ain't pretty at all. It ain't ever pretty. But I can tell you flat out, it's worth it. It's worth it. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you it's worth it. I sit back and I listen to people sometimes and I say listen, I mean like I'll be live and I hear people say certain things because they think I'm about to get on here and sell them something. And when they realize that I'm not selling them nothing, it'd be too late because they be in the process of being kicked out and they miss the opportunity to hear some of these things. It's insane. And I'm gonna say this because I know you got a lot of people out here that nope, you should talk to my coach, you should talk to my mentor. I got a guru that do this and do that, and they tell me all these different things I should be doing. But here's what I want to ask you. How many of your gurus, your mentors, your coaches can get on social media and give information for free? I ain't saying get on here and give stuff for free for a short period of time. I said get on here and give stuff away for free, period, and wake up one morning and $143,000 is going out of their account and they still ain't blinked. I'm listening. I don't know none of your gurus that y'all have pointed me to that can wake up and 143 grand be going out of their account and their spouse told them that they bought themselves a gift and they not selling nothing. And they still be in good spirits. I'm just saying, y'all. I promise you they got a course. I promise you they trying to set up a coaching session with you. I promise you they trying to give you a consultation. I promise you they trying to sell you something. I'm going to show y'all the gift. I'm just going to pop on live one day and I'm like, see, this is what she did. They all got a course, y'all. I'm going to go out on the limb and say they can't drop 143,000 cash on themselves. I'm going to say it again out loud. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they can't drop $143,000 cash on themselves. But I bet you they're selling you a course. And I guarantee you, you have bought into this course to the point that you willing to come on my live and check me about me not buying into their process. Make that make sense? I don't think people understand. $875,000 is put away into account right now to go to this closing in the next 26 days to buy 1,157 acres of land. My wife just spent $143,000. I ain't sold y'all one course yet. I ain't tried to be your mentor yet. I ain't tried to get you no coaching session or nothing. It's been free. They spent over $1 million, and we just in the second month of the year. And I went to zero last year by December 31st. Somebody better listen to what I just said. I'm gonna say it again, because when people be coming on my live calling cap, I be trying to tell them, look, men do what they want and boys do what they can, and I'm a grown-ass man. So I'm gonna say it again for the back. By December 31st last year, we went to zero. And it ain't even a full 2 months yet, and we already spent over $1 million. Somebody better hear what I just said. Somebody better hear what I just said. She did buy that presidential Rolex for me. I wear it every now and then. It's just a watch. Nobody hears what I'm saying. Nobody hears what I'm saying. So when I hear people telling me go look at their gurus and their whole net worth is $5 million, I know out the gate their life insurance policy is $5 million and that's their net worth. I know that. I'm like, that's a nice side insurance policy. Is it term? I already know. Show me one of your gurus that then spent over $1 million in a month and a half at the top of this year. Show me one. I'm listening. I'm waiting. For those that are, this live came back up. But for those that are wondering, I just had a guy on my live telling me, nope, I need to look at his guy. His guy getting it. Your guy ain't getting that. Your guy selling the course. Your guy selling the course. Everybody named mama that then popped in my line and told me to look at this guy, and I like him. He's a good dude. But your guy selling the course. Flat out. No shade to nobody. But your guy selling the course. I know for a fact your guy ain't spent over $1 million in the first 45 days of the year. I know that for a fact. Nobody hears that though. But I'm gonna continue showing y'all stuff. That's why I want to tell y'all what my wife bought. I want to show you. Because I need people to understand the process works as long as you're doing it for yourself. The minute you pay somebody else to do your thinking and your researching for you, you're gonna lose. That's the truth. That's the truth. Is it better to have land all over the state? It depends. You can have it some everywhere. We got land everywhere. We have land in Georgia. Right now we got land in Georgia. We got land in Virginia. We're about to have some land for a short period of time in Mississippi. But it just depends, you know what I'm saying, on what you're trying to do. Like if you got rental properties and stuff like that, I mean, you can have something everywhere. It just depends on what you're trying to do. It just really depends. This is how this stuff works, y'all. You literally have to make this stuff happen. So if you're gonna buy land, we got land in North Georgia, land in South Georgia, and I guess that's considered East Georgia. But it just really depends on what you're trying to do. If it's something that you always got to get to because you're going to be going back and forth with what you're doing on the land, then you want it to be closer to you. But if it's something that don't do what it's going to do on its own and you don't need to be there, then it really don't matter. Just depends what you're doing. But y'all, I've been on here for a while. I'm going to get up off of here. maybe tomorrow or Monday. I'll let y'all know ahead of time so y'all will know firsthand. I'm going to go live and I'm going to show y'all what my wife did. Bless her heart. In the meantime, y'all, if y'all have learned anything on this live or any information that you found valuable on this live, do yourself a favor. Do your research. Research over me, search people. Research the stuff that you've heard on this live. Once you've researched this stuff, if you find out that it's legit and it's real, apply it in your life. I promise you your future self will thank you. In the meantime, look, y'all be good. I have fun being bad. And I'll see y'all on the other side of the sun. Peace.